All right, folks, so we're going to do a little settlement speculation here in today's episode. Now, I did put it out on Twitter today that if the case does settle up and we achieve victory before XRP Vegas this week, I will buy the first round, okay? So I did throw that out there. Really looking forward to XRP Vegas, getting in the room with some builders, some big hitters, and collaborating together on building during a bear market, moving our family, our business, and our investments forward during a bear market. Because a lot of people, a lot of noise out there. A lot of haters. Why are you guys getting together? XRP's still at 40 cents. What are you celebrating? Well, we're going to cheers to fighting the good fight for 2 years here as we approach a victory. But then we're also going to get together with the builders and the big hitters, right? And we get the big hitters bring the money, the builders bring the technical know-how. Together, we're going to move our businesses forward, move humanity forward, utilizing the XRP ledger. That's why we're getting together in Vegas. And we're going to be having an exclusive Discord meetup as well. So really looking forward to that. But without further ado, I wanted to play this clip here. This is from Brad Garlinghouse. I believe this is him speaking at World Economic Forum. And he talks that this case, in his opinion, by his guess, his speculation, is that this case is going to be over by September. So settlement by September. I'll let the clip play. Here is our man, Brad Garlinghouse. Let's take a listen.
On this one.
So, as I mentioned earlier, we're now 2 years and 2 months in, or 2 years and 1 month into the lawsuit. SEC filed suit against us, saying that our sales of XRP represented sales of unregistered securities. And, from the beginning, I thought it was very clear that the facts were on our side and the law was on our side. And I think as you have seen this play out and you've seen the filings in the court, that, the judge certainly is hearing our arguments. There's been, I think, the SEC's behavior, and some of it has been, I would say embarrassing as a U.S. citizen. That, just some of the things you've seen happen, you're like, you've got to be kidding. But look, it's now fully filed and fully briefed in front of the judge in the second district, and we expect a decision from the judge certainly in 2023. But you don't really have any control over when a judge makes their decisions, and I'm optimistic that, sometime in the coming single-digit number of months, we'll have closure there. To your question about settlement, I mean, the problem here is the SEC, in particular Gary Gensler, has articulated a view that all crypto is a security. The only way that Ripple would settle, and I've said this at the very beginning, the only way we would settle is if there's clarity that XRP is not a security on a go-forward basis. So you have this conundrum where the SEC is saying all crypto is a security. We're saying there's only a settlement if we can say XRP is not a security on a go-forward basis. So the Venn diagram for settlement is, I think, zero. So I think we're going to end up letting the judge decide, and I'm very optimistic. And I think people here in this audience know, and here at Davos know, this case is very important to crypto, not just for Ripple. It's for the whole industry. And I think that the fight that we've been fighting really, in some ways, has been for the whole industry.
And in terms of the SEC specifically, you've been critical of the way the US has approached regulation towards the industry. What exactly, are you concerned about, and why are you critical of the way the US has approached?
Well, two things. One, something called regulation through enforcement is never a particularly efficient way to regulate, right? If you want to regulate, do the work, write the rules, codify the rules, and when a company comes to you and says, hey, help me understand the rules, I want to make sure we're following the rules, help them understand the rules. I met personally with the SEC 3 times. Not once in those meetings did the SEC ever say to me, hey, and by the way, we're totally transparent about what we're doing. Not once did the SEC say, hey, we think XRP might be a security. So then for later on to go back and say, hey, the whole time we thought XRP was a security, we just didn't tell you. That doesn't feel like a genuine partnership between public sector and private sector. Moreover, and some of this stuff I'll be more vague about because some of this stuff, it hasn't been public yet. But there's something called the Hinman email. Bill Hinman, the director of corporate finance at the SEC, gave a speech in June 2018 about how ETH had been a security, but had magically become not a security. And there's some emails associated with that the judge turned over 6 times. We finally did get those emails. And I think when those come to light, I think you will see more kind of like, how is it possible the SEC decided to bring a case against Ripple, given what they were saying within their own walls?
Yeah, and then if you look.
Now that's enough there, folks. So you guys hear it. Brad says single digits months of this year. So sometime by September, And he said when the public sees these Hinman emails, right, they're going to be shocked. And just remember, folks, that we're so close. We're so close. And like Brad says, he was in their office 3 times, trying to work with the regulators, trying to work with the government, trying to build, trying to move humanity forward. And our government is so far gone, so far gone. We've been calling him out the whole thing. And a huge shout out to the XRP community, right? We deserve to get together here in Vegas coming up this week. And cheers to those that have exposed the actions of the SEC, all the other 3-letter agencies, along with our government as a whole, that has completely just sold out the best interest in the opportunity that we had here in America. And the unfortunate part about this is, even in a settlement victory for Ripple XRP, I have long warned that meanwhile, the rest of the community is finally coming aboard. They're cheering us on and they're hoping that we win because they think it's going to reflect on their case, on their coins, on their ICO. But I've been putting out the warning that I don't think that is going to be the case. The set of facts and circumstances surrounding this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit are much different. This XRP story is much different than all of the other projects that did ICOs, didn't have their projects completed when they did raise funds for their project. They do meet the 4 prongs, three, 4 prongs of the Howey test, right? And you are going to see the SEC have a legitimate case to go after many of them. The one way that we can get clarity and basically allow a safe harbor passage, which is what Hester Pierce recommended, would be for the SEC and the government to admit fault. So don't hold your breath on this one, but for them to admit fault and say this was wrong. We didn't provide clarity. Congress didn't provide clarity, right? And so we were effectively regulating through enforcement, which was not what what was the intention of the SEC, right? So let's rein this thing back in. Let's set the rules and let's allow everybody to come on board. Now, that's not going to stop them from going after the Ponzi schemes and the scams, which is what they're supposed to be focusing on. But look how many scams and Ponzi's have blown up in their face. Sam Bankman-Fried obviously being the biggest one. But I just want our XRP community to remember that we are so close, right? Brad says by September, Ripple's saying by this year, we're going to get that ruling from summary judgment. And in my belief, my understanding of the law, all the experts that I've listened to, all the research that I've done, there is no way for them to say the XRP secondary sales are a security. The XRP itself in its purest form, the native currency, when it's transacted, currency to currency, XRP to fiat, that is an offering of a security. There's no way for them to say that. So on that summary judgment ruling, I do believe that even if we don't get explicit clarity on the secondary market, we're going to get indirect clarity on the secondary market. But once again, that's my hope. That's my prayer that this case is going to be concluding here soon. And if it does settle up here in the next few days, we got just a few days till Vegas, I will be buying that first round for us. So on the way out, folks, please smash that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. And stay tuned. We got a lot coming this week for you guys. I appreciate everyone, and we'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you all.